Hello everybody, got a surprise unboxing for you today. This just came in about an hour ago, and I want it to be a surprise because I'm pretty excited about this. So let's get cutting. Let's see, this side or this side. You know, I'm gonna go with this side just because I'm just feeling it for whatever reason. There we go. Cuts like butter. Which is ironic because it's a steak knife. So if I had used a butter knife, it probably would have cut like steak or something. Alright. Nice. So this was from eBay, which explains this. What a way to pack something. Oh, did you get a glimpse of it? Did you see what it was? Now, you real experienced computer users, you'll know exactly what it is just from looking at that, I bet. Or you'll have a pretty good idea. Looks like the eBay seller did a great job at packing this. Nice, generous amount of bubble wrap. Now, do you see? That's right, ladies and gentlemen, it's upside down. This is a Dell Latitude D630. This is an example of something that I have wanted for a very, very long time. The Dell Latitude line, I've always been partial to Dell, and if you've been watching my channel for any amount of time, you'll know that I have a couple of Inspirons, however you pronounce it. And they're good computers, but of course they are consumer grade. Latitudes are the business grade solution. And they have a tendency to hold up better and longer for more time. That's redundant, you get what I'm saying. This one here is a D630 from, I believe, 2007, if memory serves. It's one of the computers that still has a latch on it. Let's open her up here. And look at that, a little bit of dust, no big deal. But you know, this is in pretty much mint condition as they go. I had wanted this for quite a long time. We used to have machines slightly older than this. I believe they were the ones from like 2004, 2005. So D610, maybe plain D600s, I forget. But we used to have machines very similar to this in high school, and we used to use them in the science labs because a lot of the test equipment there relied on parallel and serial, and the slightly older ones had both of those things. This one, I believe, just has serial. In fact, let's go over the ports. How about that? Yep. So there's serial right there. Can you guys see? Yeah, you can. There's serial, VGA, of course, with the screws. Here's the power, 2 USB ports. I think that's all. Nope, there's more. There's a modem, also something that I want. There is an Ethernet port with lights, very nice. 2 more USB ports here. So this generation actually has 4 different USB ports. The older ones just had 2 on the back. And then we have the Ultra Bay, which has a DVD drive in it at the moment. But you could just as easily put a floppy drive, a secondary battery, a secondary hard drive. All sorts of good things in there. And yeah, we used to use these in both my chemistry classes and physics classes. And after class, I'd always look at these things like, I really want one of these things. It's just, I don't know what it is. It's something about it. These are just, there's just something so satisfying about these particular machines. Anyway, here's the other side since we're going over the I/O, and it's very dark in here. My goodness. See, there's good lighting in here, but it's not reflecting there. Anyway, we have empty hard drive bay. I do have a caddy on order. That's going to be interesting trying to use that before the caddy arrives. Oh well. we have an expansion card slot here, I believe. And does this click in or does it? There we go. So yeah, space for an expansion card slot with the blank still intact. How about that? Oh, okay. See, this is why you shouldn't trust me with technology. I can't even use an expansion card slot. I forget exactly what this slot does here, but it's there. Physical wireless cutoff. This is something that I don't even think that the ones that we used had, but it's there. This cuts off the wireless card in here. This does not have Bluetooth, I don't think. I could be wrong, but I don't think it does. Firewire, I'll probably never use that, but it's cool to have. I don't have any other machines that actually use Firewire. And of course, your sound input and output. And your cooling solution. It's a very minimal cooling solution. There's another vent on the back though, of course. This also came with a working battery. And I believe maybe the battery's dead. It has one of these things where it'll tell you how much charge is on the battery if you press it, but I guess that's broken. Either that or it's completely discharged. Apparently the battery does hold somewhat of a charge though, so that's always cool. It just so happens that I found this one on eBay for really a steal. This thing was dirt cheap, and especially for its condition. This thing is like, there's no wear on it. Even the keyboard. Yeah, there's no wear on this keyboard. This is almost, I bet this is a brand new keyboard, if I had to guess. Because there's no wear on the spacebar whatsoever. Amazing. Okay, so I've done something incredibly naughty, which you should never do. I've stuck a hard drive that I happen to have lying around in here. It's actually the hard drive that came out of my old Inspiron. I've been getting a lot of views on that video of my Dell Inspiron 1545. I just got a comment on it the other day. Lots of comments coming in. Apparently a lot of you guys who watch my channel also owned that computer at one point, which is interesting. I guess it was a pretty popular model. A lot of people got it just because it was the base model and then they needed a machine. So hopefully you'll enjoy this. The hard drive actually has Windows 7 and Debian dual booted. I've been in the process of switching over to Debian from Linux Mint, so let's see if it boots either of them successfully. I'm sure it will. It has Dell drivers installed. They're not the right ones. We'll see if it'll pick up any of them. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? This will be getting an SSD, by the way. Something this nice warrants an SSD. You can see it's not the fastest BIOS booted up in the world. This has a Core 2 Duo in it, by the way. You know, not the fastest Core 2 Duo, but it's a decent. It's better than the Pentium that's in the Inspiron for sure. At least I think so. It has a lower gigahertz rating, but it's a Core 2 Duo. And look at that, Grub Boot Manager comes up. Let's see, I think we'll go with Windows 7 first. Just cause. Now I should say, I haven't decided exactly what's... Oh! Yeah, no. It's not having it. It's not having Windows 7. Now let's try Debian instead. You see that? It just blue screened mid-boot. I've never actually seen that. I'm thinking maybe that's an issue. No, it wouldn't be that. This definitely has a 64-bit capable processor, and also that's a 32-bit version of Windows 7, so that wouldn't be the problem. Probably just a driver clash of some sort. But it seems to be doing Debian okay. So anyway, like I was saying, I haven't decided exactly what I'm putting on here yet. I'm thinking either Windows XP Debian that I have here, or both, a combination maybe. It depends. I might even do Windows 2000, just because I feel it is better than XP, although XP is more optimized for this hardware. We'll see. 2000 might not go on, it might not support the drivers as well. Oh, there we go. This is a nice keyboard. I really like the keyboard. And this is the longest part of the boot process, is going into the desktop environment. And I'm glad that my power supply arrived on time. It is the 65 watt model, which a lot of people are saying is not really adequate if you're going to charge the battery and run the computer at the same time. And I might be inclined to believe them, because the battery was charging and now it doesn't appear to be. So I'm not sure what the story is there. And it has taken a long time to get into the desktop. Longer than usual, but that's blinking. Oh, there we go. There's the backdrop. This is a pretty much clean install. It's got all the stuff installed on it, like the software, but I don't have much hours on this particular load of the OS. But yeah, this is gonna need it's gonna need an SSD, definitely. Now, of course, I know what a lot of you are thinking. Haven't I always kind of been against SSDs? And excuse me. The answer is yes, but in non-mission critical devices it's okay. And it just so happens that you can get a 120 gigabyte one for like $20 now, so why not, you know? Your computer is currently offline. Please check your network settings. Yes, I'm well aware. And the track point on this one is a little harder to get used to. It's a little more zippy. I can change that in the mouse settings, of course, but the battery might be bad after all. Let's see. Oh, it says it's charging. We're at 0%. So yeah, that battery was stone dead. So this is going to need to charge for a while. Will it pick up wireless? No, it will not. No, it will not. So, that would take some reconfiguring in order to get the wireless working. I'd have to... this probably has a Broadcom chip in it. That's probably why it's not working. So I would have to install the non-free drivers in order to get that up and running. But what can we do in the meantime? Well, not a whole lot. I don't have a whole lot on here. We could play solitaire. You guys want to watch me play solitaire? No, of course not. That's ridiculous. Let's see how long it takes to load the game, though. It's not too bad. It's acceptable. Gotta adjust the mouse, though. It's crazy. So yeah, there's solitaire. Let me get my plug-in wireless adapter, and we'll see what we can do with that. By the way, this is probably pretty dark, this screen. There we go. It's maximum brightness right there. And here's my wireless thing. It's an Asus chip. I got this along with another wireless dongle from the thrift store. They're both wireless G. It's not terribly useful in this day and age, but they're useful for things like this. The other one's actually plugged into that Dell Dimension 8300 or whatever it is, because my old solution was not working. And it says wireless networks available. Talk about plug and play. So yeah, I'll connect. And it should be connecting. Again, it's not the fastest card in the world. Yeah, it doesn't seem to want to be connecting to my network, which is interesting. This worked on my other computer. It does tell me that the drivers are missing for the other card, so again, not a big deal. This thing's getting a fresh install anyway. I just really wanted to load a web page for you guys. Yeah, there's not a whole lot else to talk about here other than this is an excellent machine. Brings back a lot of good memories, and I'm finally the proud owner of one. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.